Jai Gurudev, and thank you for joining us today. Today, again, we have with us an art of living expert and an officer of the Vedic Sansthan. Today, we are going to discuss about the Project Bharat. And let's begin. So, what kind of training do the Project Bharat volunteers receive, and how does it prepare them for real transformation? Yes, Jai Gurudev, the training given under Project Bharat is holistic. It's not just about knowledge, but about inner transformation. Gurudev always says only a transformed individual can transform society. So, first, we train our volunteers in inner strength through Sudarshan Kriya, Pranayama, meditation, and basic spiritual knowledge. This builds calmness, clarity, and commitment. Then comes leadership training. Volunteers learn how to organize community meetings, address village issues like addiction, water conservation, youth alienation, and how to inspire through presence, not just words. They are trained to listen, truly listen to people's problems with compassion. We also teach practical modules like conducting de addiction awareness sessions, facilitating stress relief workshops, reviving local culture, and encouraging organic farming, and even using natural remedies where appropriate. It's a balance of ancient wisdom and modern tools. Additionally, they learn documentation, reporting, and how to collaborate with local bodies. Some are even trained in digital literacy and communications so they can connect with their village to the wider network of Project Bharat. Ultimately, the training is about seva, selfless service with skill and sensitivity. It's how we build a nationwide force of grounded, self motivated change makers who live the values they wish to spread. Now, how does the Project Bharat collaborate with local governance and existing community structures? Project Bharat is designed to complement, not compete with local governance. Our volunteers work closely with panchayats, school administrations, local NGOs, and other grassroots organizations. We believe transformation has to be organic, coming from within the community and supported by its leadership. So, wherever possible, we encourage active cooperation and coordination. For example, in villages where alcohol abuse is a challenge, we don't just hold awareness sessions, we involve local leaders and law enforcement to ensure lasting impact. Similarly, in education and youth empowerment programs, schools become critical partners. Our role is often that of a catalyst, creating a platform where positive change can gather momentum. We ensure that the voice of villagers is heard and their needs are addressed in existing governance frameworks. This synergy avoids duplication of efforts and brings about practical solutions faster. Now, Gurudev's vision is that the spirit of Bharat lies in its villages. Strengthening village level democracy and social harmony is vital, and Project Bharat acts as a bridge between the people's aspirations and the official system. This respectful collaboration ensures sustainability and community ownership of progress. Now, is Project Bharat connected to political parties or does it maintain a neutral stance? Project Bharat is explicitly apolitical. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji has always emphasized that spirituality and service transcend politics. Our goal is a social transformation, awakening patriotism, unity, and compassion without aligning with any party or ideology. In fact, one of the biggest challenges for a volunteer is maintaining neutrality in a politically charged environment. We avoid slogans and divisive rhetoric and instead focus on shared human values and collective progress. This apolitical stance is crucial because social transformation must be inclusive and universal. People from all political, religious, and social backgrounds are welcome to participate. The only qualification is a sincere desire to serve the nation. And Gurudev often says, the heart of India beats beyond politics. Project Bharat embodies this. It's a movement of people, not parties. This also helps us work in conflict zones and sensitive areas where political tensions run high. Our volunteers' neutrality and focus on peace help build trust and bring communities together. For someone hesitant to join Project Bharat, what would Gurudev say to encourage them? Gurudev's message to anyone uncertain is simple: take one step, the rest will follow. Often people hesitate because the problems seem too big or their contribution too small. Gurudev reminds us that transformation is a journey, not a leap. It starts with a single conscious act. He says, when you plant a seed, you don't expect a forest overnight, but that seed has the potential to change the earth. Similarly, each volunteer, each effort, no matter how small, is powerful. Even 1 hour a week dedicated to service can ripple into profound change. He encourages people to try Project Bharat's introductory courses or workshops without any pressure. Just experience the inner peace and the joy of serving. That experience will inspire the next steps naturally. Most importantly, Gurudev assures us that the universe supports sincere efforts. When you show commitment, help comes from unexpected places, people, resources, opportunities. He believes everyone has a hero inside, waiting to be awakened through action. Now, what is the core message Gurudev wants the youth of Bharat to take from Project Bharat? The youth are the future and the present of Bharat. Gurudev's core message to them through Project Bharat is don't wait for change, be the change. The youth should not be passive observers but active participants in nation building. He urges young people to connect with their roots, understand their heritage, and carry forward the values of compassion, courage, and creativity. Project Bharat gives them tools, meditation, leadership training, and social engagement to become grounded and fearless leaders. Gurudev believes that the youth's energy and passion can fuel a renaissance in villages and towns across India. When youth lead with clarity and integrity, societal problems like addiction, unemployment, and apathy can be tackled effectively. He calls them to step beyond comfort zones, to serve rural India, to engage in dialogue, and to build bridges between urban and rural areas. This connection is vital for a united Bharat. Now, the message is simple but profound. Your individual awakening is the foundation for collective awakening. Project Bharat is the platform to start that journey. Now, can you share a real life example where Project Bharat made a significant impact? Yes, in Haryana, where drugs abuse was a serious crisis, Project Bharat volunteers initiated a multi pronged campaign. First, they conducted awareness workshops using scientific and spiritual approaches, explaining how addiction affects the brain and spirit. They collaborated with families, local leaders, and healthcare providers to create support systems for addicts. Many young people enrolled in our de addiction camps, which combine detoxification with Sudarshan Kriya and counseling. One inspiring story is of a young man once deeply trapped in drug abuse who became a volunteer after his recovery. He now leads community efforts to prevent addiction and mentors youth in surrounding villages. The ripple effect was remarkable. Alcohol and drug related incidents decreased, school attendance improved, and families felt hopeful again. This success story was possible because volunteers were not outsiders, they lived in those villages, understood the culture, and brought sustainable change. Gurudev's vision of healing Bharat from within was clearly realized here. It showed how spiritual practices combined with community engagement can transform lives at the grassroots. Now, how does the Project Bharat address the gap between urban and rural India? The urban rural divide is not just physical but cultural and psychological. Project Bharat aims to bridge this gap by fostering mutual respect and learning. Often, urban influence is seen as modern and rural ways as backward, creating alienation. Project Bharat counters this by highlighting the strengths of rural life, community bonding, sustainability, traditional wisdom, and sharing it with the urban youth. Conversely, we encourage villagers to adapt beneficial urban innovations in education, health, and technology but without losing their cultural roots. Our programs bring urban volunteers to rural areas for immersion, and rural volunteers are also invited to city events. This two-way exchange builds empathy, reduces stereotypes, and creates a unified national identity. Gurudev's vision is for Bharat to be one heartbeat where urban and rural work hand in hands for mutual growth rather than one dominating the other. Now, what challenges have you faced implementing Project Bharat at the grassroots? Challenges are many and varied, but each teaches us valuable lessons. One major challenge is resistance to change, especially in conservative or conflict prone areas. People are naturally cautious about outsiders and new ideas. Another difficulty is resource limitations. Many villages lack basic infrastructure, which can slow progress. Volunteers often travel long distances with the minimal facilities. Political interference or misinformation sometimes complicates work, especially in sensitive regions. Maintaining volunteer motivation over time is another hurdle, as a social transformation is a long term effort requiring patience. However, Gurudev's teachings on resilience, patience, and staying anchored in inner peace keep us moving forward. We focus on building trust through consistent presence and small tangible results. Every challenge reinforces our belief that true change takes time and heartfelt effort, and that transformation starts with small seeds planted carefully. How does the Project Bharat contribute to national unity and patriotism? At its core, Project Bharat is a movement to awaken love for the nation, not the political or superficial kind, but a deep, soulful patriotism rooted in service and understanding. By connecting villages through common goals, a shared culture, and community action, it fosters unity across caste, creed, and region. Volunteers from diverse backgrounds come together with a shared purpose, healing society. Gurudev's teachings emphasize that patriotism is expressed through compassion and selfless action. When people feel connected and responsible for their country, petty divisions fade away. Project Bharat also revives pride in India's rich heritage and values, inspiring citizens to be proactive contributors to its future. How does the use of ancient wisdom and modern techniques balance in Project Bharat? Jagadev, Project Bharat uniquely blends the ancient spiritual wisdom with the modern social science. Gurudev's teachings are rooted in timeless principles of mindfulness, compassion, unity that have guided Indian society for millennia. At the same time, we use contemporary knowledge of psychology, leadership, and community development. For example, we combine meditation and Sudarshan Kriya with awareness sessions about addiction that include medical facts. This balance helps us stay relevant and practical. We don't just preach spirituality, we provide actionable tools grounded in today's reality. Technology, social media, and data tracking also support our efforts, helping us coordinate and scale the movement while maintaining a personal touch. This synthesis creates a powerful, holistic approach that respects tradition while embracing progress. Now, what role does women's empowerment play in Project Bharat? Jagad, women are the backbone of Indian society and essential agents of change. Project Bharat places a strong emphasis on women's empowerment by creating safe spaces for them to lead, learn, and serve. We conduct special leadership programs for women focusing on self confidence, health, financial literacy, and community organizing. Women volunteers often become pillars of their villages, spearheading education, hygiene, and environmental initiatives. Gurudev teaches that empowering women strengthens families and communities, creating a ripple effect of peace and prosperity. In some areas, women have become the primary representatives for Project Bharat, showcasing courage and vision. Their involvement also helps break traditional barriers and promotes gender equality at grassroots. Now, how does the Project Bharat engage youth leadership training? Youth leadership is a cornerstone of Project Bharat. We conduct tailored training programs that combine spiritual practices with practical skills in communication, conflict resolution, project management, and public speaking. The idea is to create confident, compassionate leaders who can inspire their peers and communities. We encourage you to take ownership of local challenges and innovate solutions. Gurudev believes that when youth are given guidance and tools, their natural energy can transform society. We also foster peer networks and mentorship systems so young leaders feel supported. Now, what is the significance of the name Project Bharat? Bharat is the ancient soul name of our country, evoking its timeless spirit and unity beyond borders and politics. The name reflects the project's goal to awaken the heart of India, its villages, traditions, and people. It is a call to rediscover the true essence of India, grounded in spirituality, culture, and community. The word also symbolizes inclusiveness, all religions, languages, and regions united in the idea of One Bharat. How is success measured in Project Bharat? Jagadev, success in Project Bharat is not just numbers but transformation at multiple levels. We look at reduced addiction rates, improved school attendance, increased community participation, and happier, healthier families. More importantly, we measure intangible changes, increase in compassion, harmony, and a sense of belonging. Volunteer engagement and sustainability of programs are also key markers. Every village that takes ownership and continues the work independently is a success. Now, how do volunteers maintain motivation over long periods? Volunteer burnout is real, so we prioritize community, regular training, and inner practices. Meditation and breathing techniques keep their energy steady. We celebrate small victories to boost morale and create a supportive environment. Gurudev's teachings on seva and detachment help volunteers stay focused on the joy of giving, not results alone. Now, what impact has Project Bharat had internationally? Though focused on India, Project Bharat's principles inspire diaspora communities globally. Volunteers abroad connect with their roots and initiate similar social service projects. Gurudev's vision of global peace begins with the local transformation. The project has been a model for cultural and community revival elsewhere. Now, how does the Project Bharat integrate environmental sustainability? Sustainability is part of holistic well being. We encourage organic farming, water conservation, and tree planting. Awareness about climate change and ecological balance is imparted. This reconnects people with nature, honoring ancient Indian respect for the environment. Now, what is the future vision of Project Bharat? Gurudev envisions Project Bharat expanding to every village, connecting millions of heart and network of peace, prosperity, and unity. The aim is a self-sustaining ecosystem of empowered citizens transforming India from the grassroots upwards. Now, how does the Project Bharat help preserve India's cultural heritage? Project Bharat recognizes that India's cultural heritage is the bedrock of its identity and unity. We actively work to revive and preserve traditional art forms, folk music, local arts and crafts, and languages through community events and workshops. In many villages, elders often lose touch with younger generations due to rapid urbanization and modernization. Our programs encourage intergenerational dialogue where the youth learn from elders and in turn bring fresh energy to traditional practices. Gurudev emphasizes that culture is not just a relic of the past but a living, evolving force that shapes society's soul by nurturing pride and local traditions alongside modern education and technology. Project Bharat fosters a balanced approach to progress. This cultural preservation strengthens community bonds, instills self respect, and counters cultural erosion. Moreover, cultural festivals organized under Project Bharat provide platforms for artisans and performers to showcase their skills, creating economic opportunities. This blend of cultural pride and livelihood aligns with Gurudev's vision of a harmonious Bharat, where every tradition finds its place in a vibrant, united tapestry. Now, what role does spirituality play in the daily lives of Project Bharat volunteers? Spirituality is central to Project Bharat not as a dogma but as a practical foundation for service. Volunteers regularly practice meditation and breathing techniques like Sudarshan Kriya, which help maintain mental clarity, emotional balance, and inner peace. This spiritual discipline strengthens their resilience and compassion, enabling them to serve with patience and joy despite challenges. Gurudev teaches that true spirituality transcends rituals. It's about connecting with the divine within oneself and others. This inner connection fosters selfless service as volunteers learn to see the face of the divine in every person they meet. In daily life, spirituality helps volunteers stay grounded, avoid burnout, and approach social problems with calmness and wisdom. It also cultivates humility, gratitude, and an attitude of surrender, qualities essential for transformative leadership. Now, how does the Project Bharat tackle the issue of unemployment in rural areas? Yes, Jai Gurudev, unemployment, especially among youth, is a significant concern in rural India. Project Bharat addresses this by promoting skill development, entrepreneurship, and self reliance. We conduct vocational training in areas like handicrafts, organic farming, and digital literacy tailored to local needs and resources. Gurudev emphasizes empowering individuals to create their own livelihoods rather than relying solely on external aid, be it on government or private sector. Through workshops and mentorship, we inspire you to start micro enterprises, cooperatives, and service initiatives that benefit the entire community. In some areas, we have introduced technology driven solutions such as e commerce platforms to help artisans and farmers sell their products beyond local markets. This bridges the rural urban economic gap and opens new avenues for income. Our goal is to transform villages into hubs of innovation and opportunity where unemployment is tackled through creativity, skills, and community support, aligning with Gurudev's vision of a self sufficient and vibrant Bharat. Now, can you explain the importance of nonviolence in Project Bharat's philosophy? Non-violence or ahimsa is a core pillar of Project Bharat. Gurudev teaches that real strength lies in compassion and peace, not aggression or force. This principle guides how we engage with communities, promoting dialogue, understanding, and reconciliation rather than confrontation. In areas affected by conflict or social tension, Project Bharat uses non-violent communication and mediation to bridge divides. Volunteers are trained to listen deeply and foster empathy, helping parties find a common ground. Nonviolence is also applied internally. Volunteers cultivate patience and kindness towards themselves and others, which creates a positive atmosphere for change. Gurudev believes that a truly free and strong Bharat is one where conflicts are resolved peacefully and social justice is achieved through love, not violence. This philosophy shapes all aspects of our work, building a foundation of trust and harmony in every community. Now, how are traditional Indian values integrated into Project Bharat's activities? Project Bharat deeply honors traditional Indian values such as seva or selfless service, satya or truth, dharma or righteousness, and ahimsa or non-violence. These values are not merely taught but embodied in our daily work. For example, seva is the backbone of every volunteer's commitment, acting without expectation of reward, and with humility. Satya encourages transparency, and honesty in all our dealings with communities and partners. Dharma guides our actions to be ethical and beneficial for the greater good, ensuring no harm is caused in pursuit of progress. These values form the moral compass that keeps the movement aligned with India's timeless spiritual heritage. Gurudev stresses that integrating these values doesn't mean rejecting modernity, but applying ancient wisdom to contemporary challenges. This approach creates solutions that are both culturally rooted and forward looking. Through workshops, storytelling, and role modeling, Project Bharat ensures these principles resonate deeply with the participants, fostering a value based transformation. Now, what mechanisms are in place to ensure transparency and accountability within Project Bharat? Yes, Jagodev, transparency and accountability are fundamental to maintaining trust in Project Bharat. We have established a clear reporting systems where volunteers regularly document activities, outcomes, and challenges. These reports are reviewed by regional coordinators to ensure alignment with our goals and ethical standards. Financial transparency is maintained through meticulous bookkeeping and audits. We encourage open communication channels where community members can provide feedback or raise concerns. Training in ethical conduct and responsibility is provided to all volunteers, emphasizing that serving with integrity is essential for lasting impact. Gurudev's teachings on truthfulness reinforces culture, reminding volunteers that honesty in service builds a stronger communities. Furthermore, decision making is participatory. Community input is actively sought and respected to avoid top down imposition. These mechanisms create a culture of mutual respect and continuous improvement, making Project Bharat a trustworthy movement. Now, how does the Project Bharat address mental health issues in rural areas? Mental health is often neglected in rural India due to stigma and lack of resources. Project Bharat incorporates mental wellness into its programs through awareness, counseling, and spiritual practices. Volunteers are trained to recognize signs of mental distress and offer empathetic support. We organize workshops on stress management, emotional resilience, and meditation techniques, which have shown profound benefits. Gurudev's Sudarshan Kriya and breathing exercises are particularly effective in reducing anxiety and depression. These tools empower individuals to manage their mental well being proactively in collaboration with the local health workers. We sometimes facilitate referrals to professionals' care when needed. By integrating mental health with the physical and social health, Project Bharat promotes holistic well being, an essential part of its mission to uplift their communities. Now, how does the Project Bharat use technology to enhance its reach and effectiveness? While rooted in traditional values, Project Bharat embraces technology as a tool for greater impact. We use digital platforms for volunteer coordination, training, and communication, enabling us to reach remote areas efficiently. Mobile apps and social media help us spread awareness campaigns and connect volunteers across regions, fostering a sense of global community. Data analytics track program outcomes, helping us refine strategies and allocate resources effectively. In education and skill development, e learning modules supplement in person sessions, offering flexible learning options and outcomes. Technology also helps in market rural products through online marketplaces, increasing income opportunities. Gurudev emphasizes that technology should serve humanity and preserve cultural integrity. Project Bharat balances innovation with tradition for sustainable growth. Now, what is the significance of community ownership in Project Bharat's success? Community ownership is vital for sustainable transformation. Project Bharat works to empower communities to take charge of their development rather than depend on external aid. This approach respects local knowledge and fosters responsibility. When people feel ownership, they are motivated to maintain and expand initiatives independently. Volunteers facilitate capacity building, leadership training, and resource mobilization, but always with the goal of transferring control to the community. Gurudev's vision is that true empowerment happens when communities become architects of their future. This principle ensures that the change persists long after volunteers move on. So, how do you recruit and train volunteers for Project Bharat? Volunteer recruitment focuses on individuals who resonate with the Gurudev's vision and have a heart for service. We reach out through spiritual centers, universities, and social networks. Training is a comprehensive and ongoing, combining theoretical knowledge, practical skills, and spiritual practices. New volunteers undergo orientation to understand Project Bharat's philosophy and operational methods. Fieldwork experience is integrated with mentorship from senior volunteers. Regular workshops and retreats help deepen commitment and build a community. This structured approach ensures volunteers are well prepared and supported. What kind of leadership development programs are offered in Project Bharat? Leadership programs in Project Bharat focus on transformation leadership, nurturing qualities like empathy, vision, resilience, and ethical decision making. Participants learn through workshops, experiential learning, and community projects. Meditative practices are integrated to cultivate inner strength. We emphasize servant leadership, leading by example and prioritizing community welfare. Youth leadership camps build confidence and communication skills. Such programs prepare volunteers to be effective agents of change in their communities. Now, how does the Project Bharat ensure inclusivity across diverse social groups? Jagadev, inclusivity is a foundational principle. Project Bharat welcomes all castes, religions, genders, and socioeconomic backgrounds. Programs are designed to be culturally sensitive and adaptable to local contexts. We actively promote the participation of marginalized groups and women. By focusing on common human values and shared goals, we transcend social divisions. Gurudev's teachings on unity in diversity guide our efforts to build an inclusive Bharat. Now, what role do meditation and mindfulness play in conflict resolution within Project Bharat? Meditation and mindfulness cultivate calmness, clarity, and empathy, essential qualities for resolving conflicts. Volunteers trained in these practices help mediate disputes by encouraging active listening and non judgmental understanding. Mindfulness reduces reactive emotions and promotes thoughtful dialogue. Gurudev's approach uses inner peace as a foundation for outer harmony. This method has helped transform long standing community conflicts into cooperative relationships. How does the Project Bharat contribute to environmental awareness among rural youth? We integrate environmental education in youth programs, highlighting the connection between ecological health and community well being. Activities include tree planting, cleanup drives, and sustainable farming workshops. Youth are encouraged to become local ambassadors for environmental stewardship. Gurudev teaches that protecting nature is a sacred duty, and this inspires young volunteers to act responsibly. Now, what is the impact of Project Bharat on women's health and hygiene? Project Bharat conducts awareness sessions on women's health, nutrition, and menstrual hygiene. We provide access to sanitary products and promote self and safe health practices. Women's health camps and screenings are organized in collaboration with healthcare providers. Improved health awareness leads to reduced disease and enhanced quality of life. Gurudev emphasizes respect for women's well-being as crucial to societal progress. How does the Project Bharat support education in underserved areas? We supplement government education by organizing after school tutoring, libraries, and digital learning resources. Volunteers mentor students, especially girls, to encourage school attendance and reduce dropouts. Cultural and motivational activities make learning engaging. By bridging gaps, Project Bharat helps improve literacy and educational outcomes, aligned with Gurudev's vision for empowered youth. Now, what is the role of art and creativity in Project Bharat? Yes, Jagodev, art and creativity are powerful tools for expression, healing, and cultural preservation. We organize art workshops, folk performances, and exhibitions to engage communities. Creative activities foster unity and provide income opportunities. Gurudev believes that nurturing creativity is essential for a vibrant and resilient Bharat, Jagodev.